DeAndre Corbe is the new 160-pound Zapatero world champion. 100K. The man is rich.
Zapatero, what's that?
Zapatero is a competition, like a tournament setup competition. They've been doing a few comps for a while now, and they put the big money up.
Where? US?
100K, yes, sir. And the question is this. It was a stacked category. It was a lot of top champions in there. Some of the best, not all, but definitely the number one guy was in there. And DeAndre Corbe beat him. The gentleman he beat was Diego Pato.
Oh, he beat Pato.
Yeah, who is the ADCC champion and pretty much who's number one.
Dude, he beat our boy from Canada.
Yep.
And how does the name escape us?
It's all right. It'll come back.
Yeah,
It'll come back.
But yeah, he holds two different titles in. Is it the Fight Pass titles, or is it maybe it's the Flow Grappling one?
Look,
but yeah, he's
Pato
on a tear.
considered to be the number one guy.
Yeah,
DeAndre beat him, and it was Pato couldn't effectively footlock him, couldn't take his back. DeAndre passed his guard. Like, he beat a lot of good guys. He beat Max Hansen. He submitted a lot of people. And in the final, he knee-barred Josh Cisneros.
Oh, did he?
Who is also amazing.
Top 10 dude.
Right? Ethan Krellerstein was in the pool. Gianni Grippo was in the pool. Now, they're not the guys he fought, but it was an all-star thing. It wasn't like a gimme.
Yeah.
Does this prove the ecological approach works?
Oh, wow.
Is this the proof in the pudding that the ecological approach, no drilling, just concepts, baby, can produce the best grappler in the world? This is what I'm saying.
So he trains with your boy, Greg
Souders. Yep, standard jiu-jitsu. There's been a few videos in reaction to this saying, see, I told you, like a lot of this, right? A lot of this chat. And I wanted to, one, acknowledge it was a great achievement. One, getting paid $100,000, because he said, like, him, his brother, they have worked 9 to 5s.
DeAndre's got a brother?
Yeah,
right,
younger brother.
Both grapple?
Both great. He also competed, did well, didn't win. It's a challenge to be a professional athlete, and he's so overwhelmed. He starts crying because he's like, I never thought I could make money doing this. I just did this because I love this. And that's amazing, right? It's amazing. He's now Flow Grappling's number one guy at that weight.
Yeah, wow.
And Diego Pato's now number 2. So it's like, is this a real statement for like, I know all my eco bros out there are like, yeah, pump the fist, right? And
is this the canary in the coal mine, if you will?
Yeah, the death of drilling.
That's right.
Maybe not. I don't know. It's the interesting thing for me is that they're both. I met Greg Souders and I met DeAndre at ADCC. They're both very nice people to chat to. They're just there. They're doing their thing. They're not, they're not taking up all the space in the world like Wagner and
haven't you had a bit of beef with Souders?
No, not beef. No. I think the thing about Greg is he's obsessed with teaching and his method. And I had previously said, I don't know if this is the way. I didn't say it's not the way. I just questioned, and Greg didn't love it. And so we went back and forth, like it was essays in the comments, right? And I said, man, like, I'm not a hater, but I can also doubt, like I can question, right? Like I'm entitled to that. I say I don't know if it is all that you say it is. And there's been plenty of people who've pushed back on it, and I got plenty of hate from also other folks who are like ecological devotees who run their whole school by it. And yeah, cool. Good for you, no problem. But I didn't say this is bad or it's not good. I just said, I don't know. I don't believe it's necessarily the one true way. I don't know if you can say any one way is the way, right? Everyone has different ways to learn. So I met Greg, I met DeAndre, and they're great. And I said, man, I'd come train with you next time I'm in the States. He said, yeah, please come train, man. Find out what it's all about. Like they were They were cool. They're very cool, very welcoming, right? And so I was like, wow, I was expecting less friendly in-person chat, you know.
Because you met him in person after you had an exchange on social?
Online, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I think he's probably had a million exchanges
Yeah.
with just randoms online, so he wouldn't remember. And I said, you and I did not agree on the internet. He's like, yeah, man. He just didn't give a shit. Obviously, they're focused on just, DeAndre trying to win the ADCC, which didn't happen at that time. But now he's the number one guy, right? So I just wanted to put it out there and go, this is interesting. I don't think it necessarily proves anything per se, but you've got to say if the number one guy just trains the ecological approach in the category, is this a signal for us of jiu-jitsu? The people now, are they paying more attention?
Well, it's a single data point which can't be taken as significant. However, an indication that it has legs.
Oh, you know what I love? I love big energy. I love big energy from my most reliable powder. That powder is Sodi. Sodi is today's sponsor. They give us the best blend of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Now, it's been said before, I'm a salty fella. And it's not just because of my attitude. It's because I stay hydrated, and that gives me big energy. So when I'm on the mats, I make sure that I have a bottle with Sodi in there. Now, you can get this kind of energy so you can perform on the mats by going to sodi.com.au, use the code Bulletproof15, you get 15% off, and you can get that good powder today. Shoo. Yeah.
There is merit. I mean, what I don't understand is, and I don't really understand the ecological approach.
Look, this is not meant to be a
chat. Well,
dissecting that.
We don't need to go into that either. But what I observe is a lot of people talking shit about it, and I know they don't know anything about it either.
Sure.
So I'm like, you don't even know what it is that you're critiquing.
Sure.
And so in that regard, I'm like, yeah, there'll probably be a bunch of people that have put their foot in their mouth, because I can't imagine that any sort of considered approach to teaching could not be effective at teaching.
Potentially.
Albeit just an alternative way of doing things.
Sure. But I guess the pushback has been that people have been using the ecological method in tandem with, like, under a different name. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, they have their own constraints-based games and different things like that. And so they have a specific method of teaching beginners through to experts, right? Like, that's how they do it. Whereas the pushback, and Owen O'Flanagan is like a real... He loves to just... I think he's just a troll.
Yeah.
He loves to
having
just
a bit of fun.
put hashtag ecological.
Yeah.
You know, like... Because he loves to drill. Like, he has drilled, will drill, you know, and he doesn't... His take is different, you know, and there is many high-level folks who are like, yeah, we have been doing similar things to the ecological approach, but also drilling technique.
Yeah.
And then there's
We
folks...
utilize a multitude of different approaches.
Of different things. And
Yeah.
then there's folks who are like, yeah, but imagine if Cobrinha didn't waste all that time drilling. Imagine if he just did that.
Like, imagine if Bruce Lee was a jiu-jitsu black belt.
Bro, he could have been so much better. You're like, 4-time ADCC champion, 4-time world champion. You're like, oh, how much better can a guy be in his lifetime? You know, like, yeah, I definitely think learning and teaching evolves. But then I had a conversation with someone who, let's say, is maybe playing devil's advocate. Now, this person doesn't have a horse in the race. They're not a jiu-jitsu teacher. They're a jiu-jitsu black belt. But they're a very smart person. I chat to them online sometimes. This person said to me, oh, but...
It's like the cancer man from the X-Files.
Oh, this guy is Cancer Man.
Right on.
He is. And he said, well, his little bit of pushback. This is not mine. This is his opinion. But I listened to it. I was like, oh, that's interesting as a note.
I love that. That was quite Trumpian how you're framing this.
No.
This is not my opinion. This is what somebody told me.
No.
Apparently he eats cats.
Something
off
I
the
heard.
street.
His face... it's weak face. I don't know. It's no. Here's the thing.
What'd your mate say?
My mate said that essentially our guy Deandre Corbe did not get his black belt under Greg Souders. He got his black belt under Nestor Bayot and was in his kids program, white belt to black belt, one of the only people to ever do that. And really, that's where he built his game. He did join Greg a number of years later.
Yeah.
Some might say that that's not what made him great. Training under Greg is what made him great.
Yeah.
So there's these different counterpoints.
Of course.
So that was mentioned. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't actually know that originally, right? I just thought these, the Corbe kids just came up under Souders, and then that's why they're so good, right?
Yeah.
But his counterpoint was, no, that's not necessarily the case.
Right.
So all to the side, DeAndre is the champ. I am excited to see, is that something that can be maintained? Can he then go fight because, he may have fought Mika Galvan, but I haven't seen that. It'd be great to see him take on one of the Rotolo brothers or,
what weight is he?
160 pounds. So I think that is, excuse my math,
75?
70-ish kilos, 72 maybe.
Right.
Maybe a bit less. So it's lightweight. But lightweight is such a stacked category for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And there's so many top-level guys in there. So it'd be great to see what he does next, and interested to see what this does for the ecological learning cause. Exciting times, folks. Anyway, factual inaccuracies is what we are good for. But for me, like I said, I don't want to demonize or champion. I want to discuss it, though. I want that discussion because I want to hear what people have to say, whether you might have a counterpoint, or maybe you are doubling down on, no, that's not necessarily the case. But it's an important discussion to have because as we see trends in jiu-jitsu, we can see an evolution in the culture. Is this the first step in an evolutionary change, an ecological change? Oh, there it is, folks. That's the pod. We appreciate you listening.
Hey, get some hands on these fresh Bulletproof t-shirts, different colors, arranged to suit your everyday wear. Wear it in the gym, wear it to training, wear it out to a bar at night. You will impress your counterparts and your fellow jiu-jitsu brethren, and you'll be telling the world that you're part of the Bulletproof of BJJ fam. You can get them at fanwear.com.au. Go get some. Love you guys.
Get some.